Are children consulted when laws and policies are drafted and implemented by government, parliament, and county assemblies? Have you taken a ride on the Madaraka Express? What do you think about it? Is it child-friendly? Do the termini and trains have safe spaces for children? This is some of the questions that children are asking and children rights organizations are campaigning to have answered. One such organization is Kenya Alliance for the Advancement of Children Rights, Kaarc, a national umbrella body for NGOs, cooperation and change of information on children rights in Kenya. Besides working at the international, national and county levels, Kaarc has for years worked with schools to provide children with an opportunity to be heard through creating forums, spaces and opportunities for expression. This is done through establishment of child rights clubs in schools. Mombasa County is among regions where the children rights clubs are vibrant, especially in primary schools.
This particular project is very, very practical, because when we talk about eliminating violence against children in and around schools, it's not something theoretical. It's something that you have to get down to the ground and be able to work with the people around to be able to eliminate the violence against children. Because it's not a one-man thing, it's a societal thing. And for the vice of violence against children in our society to end, we have to engage multi-stakeholder and multi-people. So this particular project engages various objectives and various strategies to ensure that we meet the goal of eliminating, if possible, all violence against children in and around schools.
The organization emphasizes the need for children participation in decision-making. This is done effectively through children rights clubs, which promote awareness of child rights and responsibilities and the role of different stakeholders, including the national and county governments and CSO, CBOs communities.
One of the main objectives is child participation in various aspects. When we talk about violence against children, this is something that it's a vice that is in the community, and we cannot, as an organization or a single entity, be able to eliminate it without other stakeholders. We work with the community because the child is found in the community. Then we work with the schools. Children are supposed to be found in schools. So we work with the children in schools. Then we have impact on the children out of school. So what we do as an organization, we work in schools by establishing child rights clubs in schools. Now, these child rights clubs in schools, there are forums where children can be able to express themselves, and children are able to have a platform where they have their views met. It's through these clubs that we have had very many successes on issues of child participation.
Kaarc has not only created awareness but trained children and sensitized children and teachers on identifying, analyzing and defending their own rights. Children are encouraged to be independent thinkers and to question various issues in their society. One of the beneficiaries of this initiative is Gome Primary School in Changamwe Sub-County. It is during one of the Children Rights Club meetings that members sat and discussed the standard gauge railway, which is less than 3 kilometers from their school, and its suitability as a mode of transport for children. To answer some of their concerns, 20 pupils and 10 officials have planned a trip out of town on board the Madaraka Express.
We expect many things to happen while on our way to that trip, and so when we reach there, we would like to see if there have been any arrangements so that the children are safe after reaching there. And so we expect full cooperation from the other school which are going to welcome them into the Child Rights Club and make sure that they know about the child rights and how a child should be protected from different kinds of abuses.
They will be traveling from Changamwe to Voi in Taita Taveta County. Excitement is in the air as they board a van from school to the SGR Mombasa terminal in Miritini. It is a historic trip going by the smiles on their faces. Indeed, it is a lifetime opportunity that will impact their lives. On their mission, they hope to accomplish several objectives. 1. Assess how child-friendly the Mombasa Envoy Terminal and SGR train is. 2. Assess how the security of children is being handled at the terminal and on the train. 3. Assess the process of boarding and riding the train from Mombasa Terminal to Voi Station in Taita Taveta County. And 4. Carry the message of child rights to Kalela Primary School in Voi. The message will be conveyed through printed messages on t-shirts, banners, IEC materials, and vocally during a meeting with their peers.
We have come to check and find if there are any safe spaces for children and if the train itself is safe for children to use it.
After the 1 hour 45 minutes journey, they disembark at Voi Station and head to Kalela. Within no time, the pupils from both schools are mingling. Later, they sit together for a lesson on children's rights.
Who is a child?
Is any person under the age of 18 years.
We have known who a child is, then now the right. And now she's telling us that it is an entitlement, something that belongs to you. So every child has a right to life and survive. For you to be able to survive, what do you need? Just give me one word. Yes? Basic needs.
The children are sensitized on child rights by Kaarc and Gome Children Rights Club patron as stipulated on UNCRC and African Charter. They were also sensitized on their responsibility towards their rights. Kalela Primary School head teacher lauded the initiative and immediately launched it at the institution. One teacher was designated as the club patron and interim officials appointed to run the office before elections are held.
I expected you to be cooperative and I found it is really cooperative, this school. That's why it's called a model school.
We have shared experiences with our friends and I want to believe from here we are going to form a very strong children's club that is going to help this school. Kalela Primary School being a model school, let it be also a model club for other schools around Voi. So once you have formed that club in this school, I think it will be a good opportunity for other schools around Voi to come and learn from you so that they can also start their children clubs in their schools.
Within these few minutes we've been with you, we have also learned. Our children have interacted, which is also a very good healthy thing. I believe the learning that has taken place today, I'm not saying tomorrow, today we are forming this club.
The ceremony also included handing over of books and brochures which will guide the club to run its operations. But even with a seemingly vibrant children rights advocacy initiative, children are still vulnerable and face a lot of abuses. Millicent John, a children officer in Voi Sub-County, says defilement and child neglect are the biggest threats to children's rights in the region.
We can receive at least 2 cases a week in our office, and the most affected age group is between 5 and 10 years, the school-going children. And in most cases, the cases emerge from schools. We discover the child has been defined from school because the parent in most cases are not willing to disclose that to the office. So the teachers have played a very big part in informing us.
The climax of the event was a dialogue between the children, teachers, and the leaders invited. The children had concerns on the plight of their peers in the county.
Once I was a street child and Glad House took me and brought me up, and now I'm like this. I'm not are shy or afraid to say that I was once a street child. My question is, if everyone is concentrating on us, who will concentrate on the street child? Please, you can make some more organization like the way my father Boki is doing for all of the street child, because our children like us and they have dreams like us.
I do appreciate what you are doing. Like, for you people to save your time and come here to listen to us, it's a very big deal. But what about those people who really have the resources and the power to make children better? What are they doing for us? Where is the money that is supposed to be like changing our lives right now? How many kids don't have water? Mombasa County, County 001, rape cases. At this time and age, you should not even have rape cases, but there are various. Even the people who we are supposed to trust are breaking the trust that we have given to them.
Different problems, and the child is dying. Yeah, the child is dying because we cannot get any good role from these people known as adults. Then I think we as children, it's about time that we get to do something. Okay, we have to change this society. We have to be the role models to those adults who don't want to listen to us.
Dan Alo, the Executive Secretary of Kenya National Union of Teachers NAT Kilindini branch, encouraged the children to excel in school for them to have a bright future. He emphasized on the need for both the parents and children to sustain the fight for children's rights.
Today, the children's right has grown. I have made very many organizations to grow in this sub-county and in this county and this region and this country, Kenya. And that one I have benefited through. You have given us a big challenge that people are being raped every day. And the people don't know. And the people are not doing something. You must be ambassador of telling me, Bwana Law, in my office, Kilindini, so-and-so has been raped there. Give me the message. If somebody wants to rape you, shout. If you don't shout, you will not know.
Changamwe Children Officer Mr. Mwakale encouraged the children to give feedback on issues they feel affect them, even as he sensitized them on presidential bursary and orphaned and vulnerable children cash transfer program.
Children, we expect that after this activity, then we shall be informed, the children shall be informed of the outcome of the events and also follow-up activities.
Gome high. Self-commitment for success. Gome shine.
Back in Gome, the group sits down for a feedback session, sharing lessons learned and appreciating Kaarc for giving them a platform to campaign for their rights.
We wanted to know if there are safe spaces for children. We found out that there are no spaces for children. Maybe in the future, the Kenya Railways can put the safe spaces, like I saw a space for VIP only for VIP. I did not see for children, so I was hoping at least to be for children.
Most of our expectations were successful because we spread the message of child rights and protection to the children there. We also started a club there of child rights. Our future expectations is to travel to other counties, continents, to spread this message and establish new clubs there so that people all over the world can know their rights.
If you come together, you can do something great that can change the world and other children, so that they can fight their rights and their responsibilities.
The Child Rights Club, apart from rescuing the children that are being abused or mistreated, it exposes the learners. The children themselves are empowered, and once they are empowered, they know their rights, they know their obligations, their responsibility. So we get reports from the parents that the children appear to be very mature in their reasoning in the house, the way they handle issues in the house. When the parents give them reasons why they cannot get whatever they want at the right time, they understand. And this is as a result of being empowered, where they get to know where they should come in the family when issues are being discussed. They are given time to participate in decision making, and now they behave like adults. They behave maturely. And I think if this club can be introduced to more schools, and embraced by teachers, it can really help the learners go a long way.
Kaarc, in collaboration with like-minded organizations and government agencies, will analyze the views raised by the children and make follow-ups with relevant government agencies to ensure safe spaces for children are created within the SGR zones.
How safe is it that children are able to travel from one point to another without either being abused or otherwise? The other issue was how child-friendly are these facilities? Now, they not only talk about the SGR, they looked at other facilities, for example, at the ferry. How safe is it for the children when they're crossing? We've had so many abuses going on at the ferry, children coming from school and going back to their homes. So these are things that children wrote down in their minutes, which we have, and they wanted to go on this, historic train trip to just be able to assess, especially now where they can be able to access, like the SGR, to assess how safe is this. They had a meeting with the county children coordinator just to talk to him what he thinks about the SGR, what he thinks about the other safe spaces in the county. They also had an opportunity to speak with the Sergeant at Arms on behalf of the Speaker of the Mombasa County Assembly, just concerning issues of policies and how issues of child friendliness, because there's the child care bill and the different bills, acts that have come into effect, but they're not being implemented. So they wanted to know what the county government is doing to ensure that there is space that is safe and there is safety of children in the various public spaces.
The takeaway is that encouraging children participation in community activities is a collective responsibility. It needs a change of attitude and behavior.
Giving our children an opportunity to participate, we rarely involve our children in this. We tell them what to do, we instruct them what not to do, but we don't give them the opportunity to exploit their potential by being able to make decisions and choices by involving them in issues affecting them. When being involved, children have the best ways out of their problems. And because of all these many problems, we've seen that it's only a child who is the best person to raise alarm on the abuses, the best person to give the best way out to solve their problems.
In many times in our African society, it has always been said children are there to be seen and not to be heard. And this concept has gone a long way to try and abuse children and curtail the children's speech. They're not able to express themselves because they're being put down. They're being told, do not speak. So this is where Kaarc comes in. And we are like, let's give our children a voice. Right now, yes, we have given them some voices through the National Children Assembly. But what about the opportunities to express their voice? What about the spaces to express their voice? We tell them, oh, you have the children assemblies, or you have the children government, you have the child rights clubs. But what about the opportunity to really speak out and be heard, and whatever they're saying being implemented? So these are issues that children are looking at and say, if given a chance, we can make a difference.
It is my right to be protected.
Children should be protected and feel protected, and adults and society should be held accountable. Remember, children's rights, just like any other, go hand in hand with responsibility.